Okay. Hey folks. Hello, hello. Hi, Dark Mind. First one to say hi. Cool. That means someone sees me or hears me. I hope I hear myself. As you might remember, these live things stress me out, but I'm eager to do these. So let me know in the chat if you can hear and see everything on screen that you should be seeing. I hope you do. I hear myself with lots of delay, but at least I hear myself. Hey folks. Hello. Okay, so I think I hear myself, which is cool. I see myself, which is cool. Let's go. So last time this was a failure, the live stream, so I hope I can manage to do this. Although still YouTube says the connection is not that great. It might be because I'm in my game room, which is farther from my internet connection. I don't know. Should work though, but we'll see. So welcome. Yep, everything okay. Awesome. So welcome to this live stream of my most anticipated games of Spiel 2019. I don't know how many times I've did this before, but I'm eager to do so. Now, let's talk about Spiel first, before we get into list, so gives other people the chance to join the chat and the stream. So I will be going to Spiel this year again. Yay! I will be working for Portal Games again. I guess I will be demoing Empires of the North, the new Imperial Settlers game. I did a lot of content on the channel about that game. They also will be demoing Pret-a-Porter, but I'm not sure if that's a game that I want to demo because it's a heavier game, that's for sure. And I prefer my demo games a little bit lighter, but we'll see. If they don't have enough people to demo that game, they might ask me, but I hope not, honestly. It's a strange year this year, for me at least, because there are not that much games that I'm really excited about. Although I have here a list of 1,171 games that's on the website here, and I'm going to use Tabletop Together tool, which is a site that you can go to and, well, make your want list, your wish list online, as you can do on the site of Board Game Geek, but I decided to support Tabletop Together this time and use their site. So you will notice that, well, I have 55 games selected. You can see that on my mouse cursor, that you should be able to see that. And so 55 games of very different anticipation levels. As you can see, I can put it on the right side. There is need, want, like, maybe, and ignore. These are, of course, only games that are maybe or higher on this list. So yeah, so I will be at Spiel from Wednesday, somewhere in the early afternoon. I think I guess I will leave home around 11:30 maybe. It's about a 2.5-3 hour drive to the fair, and then I will do my first walk arounds, meet people that I know that are setting up their booths, and then Sunday will, well, the real deal begins, of course. So if you're going, let me know in the comments, and be sure to walk by the Portal Games booth and say hi. Besides that, I will be walking around and trying to see what's there this year. What's there this year that I want to take a look at or buy, or maybe I even pre-ordered it already. That's the list that we're going through now. There are not that much viewers apparently, but hey, you can watch this later as well. Okay, so using the Table Together tool here, I went to the complete list again today. So this is a very up-to-date list of the games that I'm interested in. And you can always join in the chat. Let me know if you agree, not agree, or maybe later in the list. I'm going to do this alphabetically, by the way. So if you see that I miss a game that you really think that should be on this list, let me know in the comments as well, or in the chat, and I will tell you why it didn't make my list. Maybe I forgot about it, or maybe I have a good reason not to put it here. So as you can already see, I leaving this on screen for a long time, 10 days in Europe, which is not really a new game, but it's a new edition of this game. This has been released for a long time, I think now already, in other versions, other publishers. And this is, well, as it says, a hand-managed network and route building game. And I didn't know that much about it. I did know that Tom Vassell of the Dice Tower was a fan of this game. And it has, of course, Alan R. Moon as one of the designers, which of course is the designer of Ticket to Ride, which I don't really like. But on Board Game Geek there was this video a couple of days ago about this game and the new version and the explanation of the game. And this is a very simple game in its essence, but it looks cool, and it can be also, I think, it can teach younger players a little bit about the countries in Europe. So yeah, I might pick up this game for that. It's very easy to play and still has some depth. You're trying to make these routes. You have to, I think you have to get 10 cards or 8 cards. Can't remember. I think 10 days in Europe, so 10 cards, and you always have to connect countries next to each other, either by the cards next to each other that share a border, or by colors, but then you have to put airplanes or boats in between them so they can fly to each other, or they can go through one of the 3 big oceans or seas. Looks cool. As you see, I put it on a like priority. I would like to have it maybe in my collection. The next one is Aquatica. Aquatica by Cosmodrome Games. And a lot of these games already have previews and all that stuff on the internet. I saw the preview of Rado of this one. And I must say, this looks very beautiful. There are some games coming out this year with an underwater theme, which I always like the look of those games. Are they good games? I don't know. I wasn't too excited about the gameplay in the playthrough of Rado, but still I might want to see for myself. Maybe I want to try it out myself or see it played in real life to make that final decision. It's not the cheapest game, 45 euros, so I'm not sure. Though this is a very big maybe. We will see if we are going to purchase. This one is available for pre-order, but I did not pre-order it as I want to see it first. The next one is Awkward Guests. This is a Kickstarter game that I completely missed. I probably saw it, but it looks kind of meh. The game box, as you can see. This is by Megacorpin Games, and this is actually Clue, but a good version of Clue, if you want to call it this way. So as far as I know, you're trying to solve the murder as you do in Clue, but it has some new things. It has a bunch of cards, and each time you play it, you have a book with, I think, a book with different combinations of cards that you make. So each time you have a different deck, a different, well, combination of motive and murderer and all that stuff. Yeah, it gets so good reviews, this game, and that I'm really interested. I think this is a game that really can be put on the table with people that, well, still are into Clue, but don't know that there are things better in this type of games. So Awkward Guests, also this can be pre-ordered, which I will do if I get overbid on an auction, because someone is selling their Kickstarter version. I did a bid for it. Still, this moment I've got the highest bid. So if they If I get overbid, if someone else buys it at the complete price that they're asking for, then I will still pre-order it and get the normal version. Darkmind actually likes the look of it. He has a friend who owns it, and he also wants to play it. Yeah, at first glance, I don't like the look, but as I saw more into it, it looks pretty cool. But at first glance, if I look at the screen here and I look at the picture, I'm not so sure if... I probably just browsed over it on Kickstarter and didn't back it for that reason. Also, maybe because I didn't think a game that is so similar to Clue could be any good, but apparently it is very good. So I put it on like, but actually I lied. Actually, I really want this game, to be honest. Sadly enough, it's in English. I would prefer it to be in Dutch. That would make it even easier to get to the table for me. Alright, the next one is a game that got quite some buzz the last weeks, and that is Bloomtown by Sidekick Games. Bloomtown is this tile placement game. Very simple mechanics or mechanisms, where you start with 2 tiles with buildings on them. You have I think a 5x5 grid in front of you, each player, and you're going to place one of those 2 tiles on one of those spaces. There's a symbol on these places, and for each symbol that you can put your tile on, there is a new tile laying on the central board of the game. So if you place it on, for example, a rose, you take the tile that is underneath the rose, and then you have a second tile again. Each kind of type of building, I think there are 5 types of buildings. They score in a different way. Sometimes you will reveal tiles that give you activate the scoring, so you will score certain types of buildings again and all that stuff. It has been shown on, I think Rado did it, Game the Game did it as well, so it has got quite some attention already. And I do have some character, but in the end I caved in, and as you can see in the right bottom of my screen, well, you cannot see it because my face is in front of it, but I pre-ordered and prepaid it, as you can see. That's also something you can click on when you use this tabletop together tool. Next one is, well, this I put on like. This is Bumuntu by Pegasus Spiel. Now this, sadly enough, is the German version of Bumuntu. Now this is an abstract game that uses tiles with animals in them, on them, and some small icons. So this isn't really that important that it is an English version, to be honest. But still, I would prefer an English version of the game. So I hope another publisher or another booth will be selling the Dutch version. Or the English version. I haven't seen it for sale here in Belgium yet. So I hope somewhere at the convention someone is selling Bumuntu. This is a strange thing because I am normally not into abstract games at all. And this one I liked quite a bit. So yeah, if I see it for sale, 35 euros, I might bring it home with me. We will see. Okay, next is Campy Creatures, the first expansion. So I do have the base game, which I like but don't love, and I'm curious to see, and that's why it's also very low. It's on maybe. I'm curious if this expansion that's adds a little bit more to the game and makes it interesting enough. If not, I bought this game mostly because of the artwork, which is awesome. It's really that old horror movie style, horror movie poster style artwork. So very cool artwork, and the game is fun as well. But I felt it missed just a small something, and I hope this expansion will add that something to the game. So I'm going to try and find out at Spiel. All right, next one. This is it says want. I first, if you do this on Board Game Geek, which I did first, there are less levels of priority, and I had it on want, that I wanted this game. And I will, this one that I will probably buy. So Carnival of Monsters by Amigo is a game by Richard Garfield, of course, famous for Magic the Gathering, but also for other very well-renowned games out there. And this one is a game of drafting and set collection. The idea is very simple. You have a huge deck of cards that look, by the way, those cards look phenomenal. They look very beautiful. These monsters, the artwork is awesome. And, well, you're drafting cards, and then you're going to, well, if you draw a card, you're going to play the card. You have lands. Sounds familiar? Yes, you have lands, and those lands you're going to use to pay for or to capture different monsters into your menagerie, and that way you're going to try to score points. They have, as you can say, they have kind of a casting cost as in Magic, but there are more things. You can have people that help you, and there's money in the game that you need to sometimes you need to pay money for certain things. If you can't, you have to take a loan and all that stuff. So there is more to it than just drafting and having sets, but it looks very cool, and it gives that a little bit feeling of Magic, even though it is a very different game. But still, as an ex-Magic player, it might still spark that love a little bit. So that's Carnival of Monsters. That's probably one that if I find it for sale, and it should be there, so I probably buy this one without too much hesitation. Next is Cat Cafe. Now, Cat Cafe is a roll and write, very popular at this moment. There is a ton of roll and writes being released at Spiel, that's for sure. And I must say, this game, I've played it 2 weeks ago, I think, or was it last week? When did I go to a convention? I don't remember. I think last week. I'm not sure anymore. Anyway, I played this game now after I pre-ordered it. So this is also another one that I pre-ordered, and I liked it. I like it. I'm happy that I pre-ordered it. It has a cool theme, of course. Cats. You can't go wrong with cats, especially if you are a cat owner yourself, which I am. So that's something for sure. And well, in this game, you're just the star player rolls dice equal to the number of players plus one, and then each player is taking one of those dice. There is one die left, and you have to make a combination with the die that you drafted and the central die that's left over, and the one will say what item you can draw, and the other one will say on what number. So each cat level thing has a number on it, and there you have to draw the certain items, and these items will score in certain ways. Cool game. It had more depth to it than the box cover looks like it has. But I pre-ordered it. I'm happy, and this is one that I will definitely be able to play. I really liked it, to be honest. So that's Cat Cafe by Alley Cat Games. How convenient. Maybe I should bring Kissekat to them for their line of games. The next one is one that I don't know too much about. That's why I'm putting it on maybe. This is Conspiracy Abyss Universe. This is by Bruno Catala and Charles Chevalier, and I'm not sure if both of them did. Yeah, they also both did Abyss, the very good, also kind of a set collection game in this world of Abyss. As you can see on the artwork here as well. So this artwork, this is the same one as they use in the original base game. But this looks like a smaller version of this game. It still uses the set collection and stuff like that, but it's way more condensed as a game. But it looks, again, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So only 15 euros for this card game. So this is probably one that will leave Germany and come to Belgium with me. It just looks so. Let's change this as well to like. Yeah, that's what I will do. Okay, so next one. This is definitely a maybe. This is not going to go higher than a maybe. This is Dead Man's Cabal. Dead Man's Cabal. I'm still not sure what this game is all about. It's doing very well in reviews. That's for sure. I know that the Secret Cabal, also again very convenient that name, really likes this game, and this is an oh man, how do I have to call? I'm still not even sure what this game is all about. This is by Pandasaurus Games, and let's go to the page of this one if it wants to work. Oh man, this live stream is really killing my internet connection. I might need to change provider. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it to that page even. Look at that. Wow, that's terribly slow. But I'm still not sure what this is all about, and I think this is a game that I will not be able to get played. The artwork is a little bit quirky. I think the page finally opened. So it is a mid-weight strategy game with let's see. It's a cool team. You are these necromancers or whatever, and you are, well, nobody likes you, so you want to throw a party, but you want to well, nobody wants to come because you're a necromancer, so hey, invite the buddies, right? So you are going to make your own friends. So it has a apparently unique action selection mechanism in which you can choose a private action followed by a group action. So I think it might be a very cool game, but as you might see if I can open this at this moment. As you can see, it has a little bit of a quirky artwork that's probably not for everyone, right? So I wouldn't mind this, but I'm not sure if I can get this to the table. So that's why it is a big maybe. All right, let's go to the next one, folks. Let's see. The next one. Oh yeah, Deep Blue. Deep Blue by Days of Wonder. This is their game of this year. So as you know, they kind of only do one game each year for Essen. And this is by Asger Harding Granerud and Daniel Skjold Petersen. And Asger Harding Granerud has a very good line of games already. I think he did Baron. No, that's Phil Walker Harding. Which one did he do? Again, I'm always mixing those two together. And again, this is a deep sea diving themed game. Oh, this is not working as it should. Did I click the wrong button? Yeah, it doesn't work. Oh, I will have to mention that to the friends of Tabletop Together. Okay, so anyway, this is it's called a deck and back and pool building game, but the second part is more true. It is a push your luck game where you are, well, you're having, I think, 2 ships. Don't open pages, you're killing the video of you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I will try to keep it to a minimum. So, it has very much push your luck. You have 2 ships that you can, by playing cards, you can move those ships to certain spots on the board, and as a certain action you can also decide to go diving for treasure in the deep blue. And then the push your luck thing begins. Players that are in the vicinity, they can still join the diving, and then you're going to draw these gem-like things out of a bag. Sometimes it is silver, gold, or whatever, but sometimes it is a blue one, then you need oxygen, or a black one, then there's a monster, I think, and so you have to be prepared for that. So how far will you go? How long will you keep diving? until it's too late, maybe. The cards that you have, they can be used to buy new cards that go straight into your hand when you buy them, and so it has a little bit of a deck building as well. It looks cool, but I have heard some not too good reviews of it so far, so I want to try it out first, maybe, before deciding what to do with this one. That's Deep Blue, Days of Wonder. Next one is a little bit of a cheat, because this is Detective City of Angels. Now, this has been a very successful Kickstarter for a second time. Just recently got funded again because they had an expansion coming, and I backed the game with a new campaign. So I will not be getting this game at Spiel. I will be getting Detective City of Angels from Van Ryder Games when it gets delivered in their Kickstarter, so I still have to wait maybe a year or so, who knows, before I can play this. But still, I want to have a look at it. I have never seen it on a table before, so I'm still eager to see it for real and to get a little bit more excited about my purchase of Detective City of Angels. So this is one game that I will probably try to play solo at home, and then become the it had a name, the Shizzle, when I play with friends afterwards. So I already know the campaign a little bit and the scenario, and then I can try to be a good Shizzle in this game. So that looks very cool, so I'm very eager to see it, but not to buy it, because I actually already did. So I could do like this a little bit, but that's not true, because if you make a list with this, the pre-ordered and prepaid, then it comes, if you print it out, then it comes as pre-ordered and prepaid for Spiel. The next one is Era Medieval Age, which is also a game that I already played once. This is by Eggert Spiele, by Matt Leacock, again a very famous designer, of course known for Pandemic. This is actually a re-implementation of his older game Roll Through the Ages. So this is a roll and build game, kinda. So you start with a pool of dice, and you have this board in front of you with holes in it, and you can place real 3D buildings in those holes. So you are building your own small city, and the way each building will give you certain abilities or more dice. So you roll your dice, you do this Yahtzee style. You can re-roll some of them up to twice. And then you get some resources by those dice. You can attack, you get knowledge and all that stuff. You get a bunch of stuff, and that you're going to use that to buy more dice or buildings and, well, try to score points that way. This is again a more abstract feeling game that still worked for me, but 50 euros is a steep price. It has these cool buildings, of course, and this nice dice, so there is quite a bit in the box, but I'm still not sure if this game is important enough for me or good enough for me to have. So I probably walked by this a couple of times, and I probably can buy it cheaper here in Belgium than at Spiel. So that's why it's only a maybe for now. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oh yeah, this is one that's on want. I have a problem with the word need. Do you need a game? Do you ever need one? Probably not. So I don't think I really... I think I've put one game on need later on the list, but still, you don't really need those games, right? But I want them. This one is Escape Tales Low Memory by Board and Dice. This is the successor of The Awakening. The first one that that Elise and I completely played. So that's special. We tend to start campaign games and not finish them, but this is kind of a campaign escape room storytelling game. Or not storytelling, but it has a lot of story in it as well. Cool team. This one has a different team apparently, but it uses the same system. And if it's maybe they took the few flaws that this game had and improved upon it, then I'm definitely in. That's also why I pre-ordered this game and I am looking forward to play this again with Elisa. Next one, and I'm going to show both of them in one screen, is Everdell Belfair and Everdell Spirecrest. I think these two titles came as a big surprise for most people, because these are two new expansions for Everdell. Now, it suddenly was there, and they are doing a Kickstarter, or it already ended. It was a short one, so you get these on Kickstarter. I'm not sure if it's still available now, but they will have copies normally at Spiel. So I'm not sure. I only played Everdell twice so far, but I really, or 3 times maybe, but I really like it. And this is a game that I really should play more, and I really want to play more, and I really will play more, because it is a very good game, and it looks so beautiful, folks. And so these are 2 smaller expansions that add new things to it. So I'm going to try and figure out what it adds to the game and what I want to add to the game after playing it only 3 times. Maybe I will wait longer before getting them. We'll see. But they're so beautiful again. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I would buy these for the artwork alone. I'm really in love with the artwork of Everdell. Okay, that's Everdell, 2 expansions, Belfair and Spirecrest by Starling Games. Then we go to also 2 expansions, which I put it on maybe, not because I'm not sure that I want them, because I think these are very small expansions, and I think if they are available in Dutch, I will buy them without too much of a hesitation. As you can see, they're 7 and 4 euros, so they're very small expansions for Hadara. Now, I do have Hadara. We do like Hadara quite a bit, but we have a Dutch version, and although most of the game is probably, and especially of these expansions, is probably language independent, I would still prefer to have these expansions in the same version as my base game. But besides that, if there was a Dutch version already, I would definitely pick this up. And that's Hadara, Marketplaces and Monuments, and Nobles and Inventions. Sounds good to me. This is, by the way, the English-German version by Hans im Glück. Alright, next. Next is a little bit of a cheat, but I felt obliged to show this to you. If I didn't already have this game, Empires of the North, Imperial Settlers, Empires of the North, I would definitely buy this one without any doubt. Why? Because I love Imperial Settlers, because I love this game as well. Now that I played it, now that I own it, I know how much I like it. So this is one that I would buy in a heartbeat. So that's why I'm showing it. Of course, a game by Portal Games. I'm not going to go too much into it. This is just an awesome game. You can see a bunch of videos about this game on the channel. Next one is one that, this is the only one that I put on need, right? So this is Empires of the North, the Japanese Islands expansion. So this is the first expansion already for this game. I have seen the game already. I was part of the proofreading people for the cards. I think I did the cards as well, but also for the rulebook of this expansion. So this adds 2 new factions, 2 Japanese factions to the game, which some new stuff again, of course. They play differently than the other factions in the base game. As I said, I really like the game, so I really want this expansion. That's why I put it on need. But as I said, let's be completely honest. I don't need any one of these games, but I do want a bunch of them. All right, next one is, it's a very different one. It's a Wonderful World. This is by La Boîte de Jeu and designer Frédéric Guérard. This is a card drafting game. And they call it a set collection because it's kind of a set collection. It's especially card drafting. So you're going to draft these cards, trying to build these buildings, which are just the cards, in your tableau, in your wonderful world. And the funny thing is that if you activate these buildings, they will the order where they're in is very important, because they will have they will produce in a certain order, and the things that they produce, you can use them already to build buildings that are on their way. And if you manage to program this in the correct order, in the correct way, you can make chains and build quite a bit. I'm not so sure about the theme of this game. I'm not sure if that's going to attract many people to the table for me, the people that I play with. So that's why it is a maybe. I like the idea of the game. I like the artwork as well. I like the cover quite a bit as well, but probably not one that I can get to the table that easy. All right, next one is Kapai. Kapai. I'm not sure where you have to put the accent on this game. This version that I have here is by White Goblin Games. I think any version is by White Goblin Games, Dutch and English. This is again a roll and write game. Why am I interested? A little bit interested is because first of all, I read a designer diary about this, and it looked cool. Will it add enough to the genre? I'm not sure. I hope that I can sneak in the booth and play a short game of this. It's probably not long. To play a game of this and see and feel if this is worth my 12 euros, which is not a lot, but still, I will show you later, it adds up. All right, next one is King Domino Duel, which is, a roll and write 2-player version of King Domino. I pre-ordered it. It's not too expensive. We really like King Domino here, and this looks like a cool one. In the future, I will be making a small box with all my roll and writes laminated and stuff like that. Just put the dice in there. One box that we can take anywhere we want. So I've seen this being played at the convention where I was recently. I even did the demo for it somehow, and I think it is a very decent 2-player roll and write. So yeah, I'm not too sad that I pre-ordered this one. It looks cool. You are rolling 4 dice with these shield symbols on them, different shield symbols, and the starting player takes 1 die, the other player takes 2, and then the star player takes the 4th one, and with those 2 dice results, you are making like a domino block with the 2 dice next to each other in any way you want, and then you have to draw them on your board a little bit in the way King Domino works in the normal game, and then you are going to try to make areas with these shields, but you also need to cross off spots that are important people in your city or in your kingdom, and to make your areas score. It's like the crowns in the normal base game of King Domino. In the meantime, if you have shields without those special people coming to your kingdom, you get to cross off a space on a main or on a central paper, and if you reach the central spot of one of those rows first, you get to activate a special ability. It seems like a decent one. Talking about dice games, about games that already exist, the next one is Kingsburg, the dice game. Now, I've played Kingsburg, the normal game, only once, and it has been a long time, but I do remember that I kind of liked it, but I wasn't enamored with it, so I never bought the game. Now, this is a new version, which actually Kingsburg is already kind of a dice game, because there you are going to roll your dice and you're going to put them on these spots with important people, and they have certain actions. You can get resources and all that stuff. You can choose to split your dice and activate 2 people, or you can add them up and activate a higher number, which of course is a more important person, but you can only activate 1 of them. I guess this one will do kind of the same. I've seen a small video on Board Game Geek about this one. Didn't really like the explanation. It didn't look too nice either, the board and the papers. So we'll see. We'll see. So I'm curious to see it in real life. Kingsburg, the dice game, by Gyochi Unity or Unity. All right, next one I added just today. That's Meeple. Oh boy, Meeple Circus: The Show Must Go On, which is the second expansion for Meeple Circus. Now, this is a real-time game where you're building circus acts with meeples and different animal meeples and all that stuff. And it looks very fun. I like it. I don't love it, but my godchild, Axel, she really likes to play this now and then. So I want to see what it adds to the game. I hope if it doesn't add too much complexity, then I still might take this expansion home with me. We'll see. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. I think there's already enough in the base game and the first expansion. But we'll see. Next one, also just a maybe. This is called Merlin's Beast Hunt. This is a 2-player game. 2 to 4 player game, but also abstract strategy. And as Dark Mind said, not to open too many pages because apparently I think it slows everything down, maybe. But this game is looks special because it has these separated areas with some kind of see-through walls, and you're having these animals or beasts that's fighting for you. I don't know what's going on in this game. Should read a rulebook. But this is by WizKids, and WizKids somehow managed to have the benefit of the doubt because of Fantasy Realms, since I got Fantasy Realms by WizKids, and in a lesser way Deadline by them. They are a company that can surprise me in certain ways. So yeah, that's why I'm still curious to see what this game does. So that's why I'm going to check this one out. It might be very bad, but still want to check this out. All right, next one. It's another expansion. Merlin, the Knights of the Round Table, the second expansion for Merlin, the game by Stefan Feld and Michael Rieneck. Because most people forget that it's also Michael Rieneck that's made this game together with Stefan Feld. This is by Queen Games, of course, and well, it's only a maybe. Why? I'm not sure. I really like Merlin. Don't play it often enough. I should play that game more. I really should play that more. And I do have the first expansion. It's not in shrink anymore because a while ago I needed more space in my shelves and I took the expansion out of his box and put it in the base game box, but I never played the expansion. So do I really need a second expansion already? No, but this adds the Knights of the Round Table. Will it be cool? Probably. Do I need it? No. Will I buy it? Maybe. We will see. Merlin, Knights of the Round Table expansion. Yeah, I like Merlin, so we'll see. The next one is a want, because I'm a fan of the game, and that's the new Neuroshima Hex expansion faction, the Sand Runners, again by, this time is by Michael Walchuk, not Orach. Portal Games, of course. This will be for sale in the booth where I will be doing most of my work at Spiel. This, I don't have to explain the game to you. This is a new faction. I want them all. That's why I really want this game, this expansion. There's not more to say about that. All right, next one is Newton, Great Discoveries expansion. Another expansion, folks. This time for Newton, which is a game that I only played once, but I really liked it. And oh boy, this is really the proof that I have too many games, folks. I don't play these games enough, and I probably don't play these games enough to buy expansions for it. So will I buy this one? I'm not sure yet. I will check out what it really adds to the game, and then we'll decide if I already going to buy the expansion. I'm very careful with buying expansions because in the end I probably haven't played the base game enough to buy an expansion. But still, more stuff for Newton for people who like Newton and played more than I do. This is probably a must-buy. Next one is also maybe it is Noises at Night by B&B Games Studios. This is a bluffing and deduction game, so you're trying to figure stuff out again in this mystery Noises at Night thing. And this looks like it focuses on a younger audience. It's ages 8 and plus. It plays in only 10 to 20 minutes apparently. So I'm very curious what this game is. If you see the cards, it looks very cute. Cute artwork. So I'm still eager to find out how the game plays and to see if it's something I can get to play with the kids of friends of ours. So we will see. Noises at Night by Floyd Liu, the designer. Then the next one is Obscurio by Lillibut and designers L'Atelier. I guess that's a designer group. This is a game that is kind of like Dixit with a traitor in it. So it says 2 to 8 players. I guess you need at least 4 or 5 to make this a decent game. So this is a game that I will not be able to play a lot, only at certain events or like my birthday and stuff like that. But still, it might be worth having the game in my collection to have that little bit of a change. We normally always play Dixit, but this adds a little bit more game to it. You have the bluffing aspect. If you're the traitor, you have also a sand timer, so you have time to discuss things. But if you take too much time, it will get harder because these events happen. So it looks cool. The artwork is gorgeous, and I'm very eager to find out if this is one for me. That's Obscurio. The next one is purely by the atmosphere of this game. This is called On the Origins of Species by Montabé. This is by Gérard Asensi and Ferran Renalias. I'm not sure how to pronounce these names, folks. This is a hand management tile placement game. I've read also a designer diary of this, and this looks pretty cool, and I'm very curious about this game. Not sure if this will be something for me. I like the artwork and the theming very much. I really do. But it's not. I think for many people it's not appealing at all. So we will see. We will see if we get this or not. But I really want to see it on the table at Spiel and see how it really looks like. The next one is On the Underground London Berlin. This is a remake of this game by Ludi Creations, designer Sebastian Bleasdale. I put it on like because mostly because of Ludi Creations, who are good friends of mine as well, and I know they have a good game here. If is it a game for me, I'm not sure yet. But I'm very eager to find out, honestly, what this game does. I think because it says 2 to 5 players, but there might be a solo variant as well. I'm not so sure, but still, it has some table presence as well. It has, as you can see, the cover, the colors, they are very nice, and it looks special. That's for sure. So that's On the Underground. Next one. Oh, this is a special one, of course. This is going to be one of the big hits, folks, of Spiel, depending if they have enough copies there. Orléans Stories, which of course is, well, I'm still not sure if this is an expansion, a standalone expansion, a standalone game. I'm not sure, but this is a new implementation of Orléans, the mother of backbuilding games. But this one has a campaign to it, so that's the story thing. So you have, I think it has 2 campaigns in the base game or 2 stories. So I'm not sure what they're planning with this game or what the complete idea is, but I do know it will be one of the biggest hits of the convention. That I'm sure of. It's €70 though. I love Orléans. I've got I think I've got one expansion, the Invasion expansion. I don't have all the expansions yet, just because I don't play it enough. It's a beast to set up. It has so many pieces. I do have the wooden pieces and all that stuff. So do I need more Orléans? No, I don't. That's why it's only a maybe, and it's probably a not. I'm not going to buy this for 70 euros, folks. I'm pretty sure. Will I have the chance to play it in the future? Maybe. We'll see. But I added it to the list because I know this is going to be a big hit at Spiel. Next is this is Paris New Eden. Paris New Eden by Matago. Designers Florian Grenier et Ludovic Montblanc. Ludovic Montblanc, so it has some pedigree. This will be the game, I'm sure. I already know that beforehand. This will be the game that I will walk by 1,000,000 times, and each time I will see it and doubt if I will buy this or not. So Paris New Eden is a dice drafting game, dice drafting action selection game, in which you have this Paris. You're in Paris after the apocalypse or whatever, and it already has been grown with new forest, so it's a very green looking Paris, and you are trying to build your settlement. And you do that by first drafting these dice on different locations. So, and each die has, is rolled at the beginning of a round, at a season, and they have a kind of a character on them that do special stuff. So you're drafting a die, and by drafting the die, you activate the location where it was, which can give you all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to go too deep into this. And after drafting every die, you will use these workers, or you have doctors, farmers, soldiers, and all that stuff. You will use those to get these new buildings into your tableau, which is your settlement. And there are events that you want to reach. So you need certain people in your settlement. Very interesting game. But I've watched the playthrough of Rado, and watching the playthrough, it felt maybe a little fiddly, a little bit too fiddly. So I'm not sure yet, but I will doubt I will be at Spiel for 5 days. I will doubt every day of that week. This might sell out, by the way, before I decide to buy it or not. Paris New Eden. This one will be my biggest doubt game of Spiel. I already know that now. The next one. A special one. This is a special one. This is Pauper's Ladder by Bedsit Games, designed by Paul Stapleton, who also did the artwork. Now, somehow, and I don't know, the artwork of the cover of the box drew me in. I don't know why, but it felt like, hey, this looks like a special world. So I looked the game more into the game, and this is an adventure game where you have your pauper, so a normal guy who needs to prove himself in these virtues. The first player to get 3 virtues is the winner, by exploring these lands and having adventures. And it looks a little bit strange. The artwork is not that great, honestly. And the board is a little bit... Should I say the word amateuristic? I'm not sure, but it looks like a weaker production than we are used to nowadays. But somehow, this game has a charm in it. And that much charm for me, and I still don't know why, that I pre-ordered the game. So I will get this game at Spiel. I'm very curious about this one. Now, this says 2 to 4 players. They are working on a solo variant as well, so that might be interesting as well. Pauper's Ladder. This is a strange one. It intrigues me somehow, and I don't know why. Why? All right, Porto. Porto is by Mibo Games and designer Orlando Sa, who is a subscriber to the channel apparently, because I sent him a message on Board Game Geek because I saw he was a Belgian guy, which is pretty cool. I always find that interesting. Designer of this small country that I live in. And this game looks cool as well. It has a hand management tile placement, and apparently the designer used to live or is used to study in Porto, so he has a love for the city there. And at a certain time he decided he wanted to make a game about Porto, which he did, and it looks cool. It looks cool. You have to place these tiles, make these buildings by the river, but depending on how high you build a part of the building, you score points and all that stuff. So the timing is very important. It looks cool. So I'm definitely going to visit the Miibo Games booth. That's for sure. I'm going to check this one out. By the way, you're very quiet in the chat today, folks, which is okay. This is just a list that I'm doing, but you can still join me in the chat if you want. I'm not sure if you're agreeing or not with this list, so let me know. Hey, I know there are not a lot of viewers. I know it's a bad moment on Sunday to do live streaming. A lot of people are occupied. I know it is... the time here in Europe is not that good as well, because it's qualifiers for the European Championships. I know my Dutch friends from the Netherlands, they are probably all watching the game of their national team at this moment. So I'm not sure why I'm doing this now. I didn't think this through, I know. Anyway, next one is Prêt-à-Porter. I mentioned this before. Might be a game that I demo. I hope not, because it's a heavier game. But we do have the first edition of this game. And we like it quite a bit. Now, this is a heavier game, so we don't play this often, but this is a game with a special theme. You are building up your fashion empire. You're a company in the world of fashion, and this is an economic game. That's how it is. You're hiring people. You're building buildings or renting buildings. Oh crap, my laptop is going to die soon. I didn't want to take this so long, so I'm going to go a little bit faster. So very heavy game, or heavier game, but very cool new edition, that's for sure. Don't have it yet, so that's why it's on my list. I'm definitely taking this home, even if it's as a reward for my work for Portal Games. Next one is Rise of the Ganges, the Goodie Box number 1, which is a small expansion for Rise of the Ganges. Again, a game that I don't play often enough, but hey, it's a small expansion, I think, with some new stuff to it. So we'll see. All right, next one, Roll to the Top, laminate version. This is a Kickstarter version, I think, of this roll and write. The cool thing is that it has different papers or different laminate papers, I guess, to it. So, and I'm sure I still have a lot to do, right? So, folks, I'm sorry, this is so amateuristic, but I'm going to grab my charger for my laptop because it's going to die before I end this video. So I will be right back. Sing a song. How amateuristic, right? Be right there. I'm going to plug everything in. This is a bad moment to have a lot of stuff in my game room. The room is a mess, honestly. So don't run away, folks. I'm almost there. Haha, amateurism, I know. Okay, but we'll survive now. So Roll to the Top, a new roll, also a roll and write. Not that new, as I said, it has been on Kickstarter, but it's not too expensive. And somehow this game intrigued me for a while already, so I might want to get it. I really ran too fast. Yeah, I play sports, but you wouldn't tell, right? Okay. Next, Rolled West, which is another roll and ride. As I said, it's still the craze. Roll and rides and the Tetris shape thingies, they're still very popular. And they still add new things to the game, so I'm still interested. So this is a dice version of... Oh, what's it called? Gold West? I'm not sure. Which is a game that I always was intrigued by, but is not the cheapest game, not the easiest to get. That's also why it's more expensive, I think, here in Belgium. The original one of this game. And this is a dice version of it. I have heard good things about this one, so that's why I would like to have this one, or at least try it out to see if it deserves a place in my rolling right box. Sorry, my connection sucks also. Did you mention Farion? Because seems a cool family point salad. Farion. I will look into that later then. I will check Farion soon. After this list, I should remind myself of... so I'm going to look it up for sure. After I've gone through this list here. So Farion. Okay, let's try to remember. Alright, next one is Runestones, which is also only a maybe. This is by Queen Games, but more important, this is by Rudiger Dorn, who did one of my favorite games, Karuba, right over here. So, I don't like the look of this game too much, it doesn't appeal to me, the Runestone thing. But this is a deck building game, set collection, so I like those things. And I like what Rudiger Dorn tends to make, so it still might be worth checking it out. That's why it's only... maybe this is pure designer, why I'm still going to look into this game. Next one, another expansion, Shards of Infinity. Shards of Infinity is, well, this deck building game as well. Looks a lot like Star Realms of gameplay. This adds cooperative version or cooperative mode to this game, which might be interesting to do, to play this cooperative or solo. I'm not sure. So, but and storytelling as well. So I'm curious what this expansion adds to the game. I really like the game, so this might make me love it. We'll see. Next one, Silver Bullet. Now I do have silver, the other silver Amulet, right over here, which is a game that I really like, honestly. This is kind of a deduction game as well, because it says hand management set collection, so you're doing some sort of set collection, but you mostly want to get rid of cards because you want to have a low score. And you want to figure out what other people have, so because you want to figure out if you do have the lowest total number in your characters. So this adds new characters to the game, different characters. I've seen some pictures of the cards in this version. I'm not sure if I like their powers, so I'm not sure if I need them. But in the end, we'll see if we'll add it to the collection. There's still a lot of room in this box, as I showed before. There is a lot of empty space in this box left. Alright, next one, another game by Ludic Creations, this time designer Scott Alms, which is a very popular designer. And this is a special one. I've played a prototype of this one, I think 2 years ago, or was it 3 years ago already? So this is called So You've Been Eaten. And so you are going into this monster and you're trying to get stuff there because you need it for something. But of course, maybe you get digested, and you don't want that to happen. And the funny thing is, this says 1 to 2 players, but actually, officially, this is a 0 to 2 player game, because you can let the two AIs play against each other and just see what happens. So it's funny that they do it this way. I really love the artwork of the cover, by the way. As I said, I've played a prototype with just white cards with some symbols on them. and to see that it has become this cool looking box, well, I'm very eager to see the end result of this game. Next one is Sprawlopolis or Sprawlopolis, or however you want to call it. This has been a Kickstarter as well. Very small card game. I don't know how many cards, but a very little amount of cards. And this one is getting a lot of love, honestly. And also as a solo game, very much as a solo game. So this might be interesting. It's not expensive, so I pre-ordered Sprawlopolis by Quint Games, designers Steven Armani, Danny Devine, and Paul Kluka. So this one will become part of my collection. The next one, this is maybe Suburbia Collector's Edition. So I used to own Suburbia, didn't play it enough, sold it. And maybe I regret having sold it a little bit. And then they came with a Kickstarter to have this new version, this collector's edition with awesome components. But as you can see, it comes with a price. 135 euros is a lot of money for a board game. And I'm not saying that I never spend that much money on a board game. And I'm not saying that I don't plan to buy certain games that cost that much, but I'm not sure if Suburbia should cost me 135 euros. So this is a very big maybe, and a probably not. Still looks cool. Then we have Super Cats. Super Cats is very funny. So this is by Grrre Games, Grrre Games. This is by Antoine Bauza, Corentin Lebras, Ludovic Moblin, Nicolas Houry, and Thierry Rivière. So it's an old team, but this is a small card game for 3 to 6 players. Very cool system. So it plays in 2 parts. First part is you are these cats and you're fighting this artificial intelligence thing that you're trying to become super cats. So you're normal cats or super cats, and this way there is one player that becomes the evil dog, the robotic dog, I think it was. And then the second part, the players that are still cats are trying to defeat the dog player. And it's just like, it's, as it said, simultaneous action selection. Pretty cool. So you're playing cards simultaneously, and depending on what you played, certain players get to activate things and get lives, or get to become super cats, or all that stuff. It looks like a very silly, fun, fast game. T-Rex Holiday is another roll and write, which I don't know much about it anymore. I really forgot what this game was about, but I added it quite late to the list after reading the description, and it seemed pretty cool. So that's why I put it here. But of course, Dark Mind, I'm sorry. I know you're not a fan of me opening other pages, but I have to do so. And don't worry, the live stream is getting to a closure soon, because I ordered food and it should arrive around 7, so I don't have that much time left. And it's getting dark, as you might see on my camera. Alright, so T-Rex Holiday. As you can see, so this is how it looks like. And it's the translucent dice. I thought the dice looked very cool, and it has cats, so that's just why I added to the list. Oh, next one. Ooh, that's a difficult one. The Castle of Burgundy with expansions. So the new version, folks. So the new version of Castle of Burgundy. I'm a big Castle of Burgundy fan by Alia Games, Stefan Feld. This is a dice rolling game where you use your dice that you rolled to select the actions that you will take, build your kingdom. And I really like this game. Now, I do have the normal base game. Do I need the new version with the expansions? Will I play the expansions? Are they really that good? Is the new board even worth it? Because this game asked for better components, for better artwork. Do I really like the new artwork? I'm still not sure. So I'm not sure if I need it. This says 1 to 4 players, so Maybe it has an expansion that lets it play solo, which might be interesting. I'm not sure. I don't know what I need to do with this one, so we'll see. As a big fan of Castle Burgundy, I might not need this game, but I might have to get it. We'll see. Next one, the Grim Masquerade, 2 to 5 player game by Druid City Games, designed by Tim Eisner, Ben Eisner, and James Hudson. This is a bluffing game, set collection game in the world of Grim, the big box game, and I think, and it has this cool artwork to it, and I've read some things about it, and it looks like a very cool game. So I think, but 25 euros, it's just a card game in the end, and I'm not sure if I'm going to spend 25 euros on this one. But it looks so beautiful. I love the artwork of this one. So we'll see. We'll see. The Grim Masquerade. Next one is the Quest for El Dorado. You don't, to be honest. The Quest for El Dorado. I pass for sure. Just get some of the expansions. Yeah. Just get some of the expansions. They are not that easy to get. Maybe it will get easier now. There is a new version with all the expansions included. So we'll see. The Quest for El Dorado Golden Temples, a new expansion for Quest for El Dorado. I don't have the first expansion yet. So I'm going to see which one I want. I'm not sure if you can play this expansion alone with the base one. So we'll see. Oh, you don't like the artwork, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like it either. I like the tiles are okay, but the board I'm really not so fond of. So I'm going to figure out if I want this expansion or the other one, or none of them. We'll see, or both of them. You never know. Tris Megistus, the ultimate formula by Board and Dice by Federico Pierlorenzi and Daniele Tascini, which is apparently a heavy game, a heavy dice rolling action selection game. Very popular. This is going to be again one of the big hits of the Spiel, for sure. But I think it's going to be too heavy for me and the people I tend to play with. Excuse me. And then there was light. All right. Let's go to the next one, which is the last one. Valley of the Kings, the premium edition, which is also one that was on Kickstarter earlier. This is the complete premium edition version of Valley of the Kings by Alderac Entertainment Group, AEG, designed by Tom Cleaver. Valley of the King, I played the base game, liked it quite a bit, and the entombing mechanism that it used, I'm using kind of a similar mechanism, a little bit, in a game that I'm trying to design. So I might want to have this version to play it more often, so I can get more into that system, so I can use it or adapt it better into my game. So we'll see. It is 50 euros though, which is not that cheap, but I'm going to see how it looks like and if it's worth its 50 euros. That's Valley of the Kings. Oh, and there's one more, Walking in Province. I do have the previous one, Walking in Burano, where you want to have these buildings in the correct colors with some set collection stuff with cats and plants, I think, and you want to attract the tourists to their buildings to score points. In this one, you are trying to take pictures of the province with its beautiful flowers and all that stuff. I'm not sure if it's good enough. I did pre-order it, but it's a pre-order that you pay when you go and get it, the game, so I'm not sure if I will get it. I'm going to look at it first, see if the components are okay, because Emperor S4, their components are not always the best, and it might be a little bit, well, not special enough, the game. I'm curious. I read the rules, I liked it, but I'm not sure if it's okay. So, funny thing here at the end of the list is, so if I buy all these games that are on this list, which I won't, of course, but I would pay 1,162 euros. And note that there are still 16 games that have no price on this list, so it would be more. And apparently it already takes care of what I paid for already. So I already prepaid 71 euros. So of the games that I really pre-ordered and paid for already. So that's a lot of money. I'm not going to buy all these games, folks. I'm really not going to. But these are the ones. So, for example, I am really not going to buy Suburbia. That's already 135 euros less, right? So, yeah. Now, there are some big games that I probably didn't mention. But I'm going to look up Pharaon. Oh, yes, now I remember Pharaon. I looked at this one. It looked a bit not my type of game. But let's see. So yeah, I'm not sure what games I will bring home. There are so many things that when you go through this list that don't look that spectacular, or don't look your type of thing, and then you see it in real life, and suddenly you have an epiphany and you think, oh, this is a game that I really want. So this is Pharaon. I wasn't sure what to think of this game or what to make out of it. Resource management, worker placement, a wheel of actions, which sounds pretty cool. I know it's on a lot of people's lists, so let's see. Ooh, I was going to zoom in very much. I'm not going to do that, but it looks special. And look, it has a Egyptian theme, which I like quite a bit. So I might still be interested in checking this one out. Pharaon. That's one that Dark Mind wanted me to look at. So Pharaon, yeah, it looks cool. Egyptian theme. I like Egyptian theme. So we'll see. I will take a look at it, especially for. So let's see. Let's put it maybe next to it, and I will check it out at Spiel. So Spiel, yeah. So people, thank you for watching this. I'm going to cut it short now. So thank you for watching this list. So these are the games I'm mostly interested at. Let me know in the comments below what your games are. Am I missing? So I have the feeling that this year I'm not as excited about the releases than I used to. There is not a big hit. As I said, there is Orleans Story. There is the board and dice game that I just mentioned that I always forget the name of. So that might be the hits of the con. Pret-a-Porter will do well as well, I believe. I'm pretty sure it will. But there is not a Pandemic Legacy type game. That was really a game that was so popular, and I don't remember what the big game was last year. I think the Teotihuacan, I cannot pronounce the name, you know that, game last year was a big hit, for example. This year I'm not sure. I also didn't mention Fantasy Flights games. Why? Because they never are on that, or very late on that list, and often they don't have the games for sale there. I'm really eager to have the Marvel Champions card game, the LCG, but I already pre-ordered here in Belgium. I really want to have Horrified, the game, the cool game with the monsters, the Universal Studios monsters, but it's not. You cannot get it here, and I'm not sure if it will be available in at Spiel. And Dark Mind mentioned Wingspan expansion. That's right, they will have some copies there, but it's not on the list on Board Game Geek, so they will not put it there. And yes, it will be a huge hit for sure, but I don't know how much copies they will have. I think they will have a very limited supply. I'm pretty sure it will not be that much copies. So if I'm lucky, but I'm afraid, I think it might be one that sold out first day, maybe even first half a day, and I will be working Thursday morning, so I might miss that one, the opportunity to buy it. So we'll see, but it will be there indeed, and it will sell very easily, and I think it will sell out like that. The only thing that is in my need the Wingspan expansion. Yeah, I can imagine that, and as I said, that's going to be a big one, depending on how much copies they will have. That's for sure. Yeah, that's it, folks. Although the releases aren't as exciting for me as they were last year's, I'm still very excited to go to Spiel. I'm very excited to demo 100 English copies. That's not a lot. That will be sold out Thursday. If they sell it in one time, Thursday in an hour, it's gone. They're gone. So yeah, that's not enough, folks. Oh boy, that's so. There are going to be a lot of disappointed people there, but hey, then they have to wait 2 months and they can have their own copy. So it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I would like to have a copy to show on my channel, but besides that, yeah, first 30 minutes it will be sold out if it's 100 copies. True. Yeah. So still very excited to go there, to demo there for the cool visitors. To walk around, to do the walk for charity, the walk the halls for charity. So I hope to walk around quite a bit. If you see me at Spiel, be sure, please say hi. I'm not a dangerous person. I will be very friendly. I will be awkward because I am very introvert. So I will say hi. I will be very honored if you say hi. I will be very timid if you say hi, but I will give you a button, of course. I will bring my bag of buttons to Spiel, so come and ask for a button, say hi, and let's take a selfie. You don't have to ask me for a selfie, I will ask you probably. So say hi if you're going, let me know in the comments if you're going, let me know in the comments what games are your wanted games, your needed games. Yeah, and if you're going, have a great time. Be sure to hydrate enough, to eat enough, to have deodorant with you, and to have fun, folks. It's a very busy convention, sometimes overwhelming, but try to have fun and take enough breaks, eat, drink, and play games. All right, folks, that's it, folks. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you soon. And yeah, I'm glad the live stream didn't die, that's for sure. Thank you very much. My dinner should arrive soon, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you again, and see you soon. Bye-bye.